All right. Good morning, guys. Sorry for the delay today. All right. Let me go ahead and pull up the risk disclosure, share my screen. We'll just briefly take a risk disclosure while we wait here. Okay. Just going to go ahead and, kind of paraphrase this here. So basically, the market trader and myself, Ray, the market trader. The information I'm providing here is to be treated as general information only. It's not intended as investment advice. We all understand that future trading does carry a fair amount of risk, and that is not for every investor. And an investor could potentially lose all or more of their initial investment. Only risk capital should be used without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle. Again, nothing contained here is a solicitation to offer, buy, sell futures, options, or forex. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Okay. All right. So now that we got the risk disclosure out of the way, guys, wanted to take a look at financials or actually news and see what news do we have in store. So we had a Fed member speak already. We also have some PMI numbers coming in at 9:45, and then ISM coming in at 10 a.m. And then we have it's not going to affect us here. We have another speaker here coming in at 5 o'clock. All right, so that probably should not have an impact, but between 9:30 and 10 a.m., there's a bit of news that could potentially affect the markets. Okay, so we want to be aware of that and make note of that as we head into the markets here. Okay, all right. Now that we've gotten through that, I'm gonna change these up here today just to accommodate some updates I need to make here. We're gonna go ahead and start off with the crude oil market, guys, and then we'll come back to the gold market, just so that I can facilitate some updates I need to make here. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to move this to the crude oil market here. Let's locate the crude oil market. It's here, right here. And then I'm going to expand this here a bit. I'm going to maybe dismiss this for now. Not interested in this at the moment. I don't know what this is about. Okay. Let's do this and this and this. Okay. All right. So let's start off with the crude oil market because there's a few updates I need to make here before the top of the hour here. So, okay. So let's start off with the daily chart. Actually, let's take a peek at the weekly chart and just get a feel for general direction of the market. And as you can see here, if we move this over to the left, right, and hide this for a moment, you can see that the market has been heading down, right? Now, to just get some additional context, to kind of get a feel for where we are in the sort of grand scheme of things, we are coming into a demand zone here around 72, 71.50. All right, that could produce some, potential reversal in price. Now, should we manage to close below? Should we manage to close below this, then we start opening the door up to these prices here, right? Down to 65 and 68, 60, I would say 66.50. All right. So right now we are bearish, but coming into an area of demand, right? So if this is going to remain in this kind of range, then you would expect that price would begin to kind of firm up here at these levels. Okay. So that's kind of what we're seeing on the weekly chart. All right. So daily chart also, again, if I kind of extend these lines across, I can, if I wanted to draw some sort of demand zone here, I could see that we have some demand coming in here at right around 70. Okay. So let's draw that in as green. Okay. So you see some rejection coming off of these levels at 70, 80. Okay. 70, 50, all the way down to about 69.19. So this whole area could be supportive. All right. In the crude oil market. All right. Now, crude oil, as you can see here, and that's kind of indicative of what the super trend indicator is saying here, that we are very much in a bearish kind of move here. Okay. Looking at the 4-hour chart, this is kind of where we're going to start to capture some of these levels here. And so we are coming into an area where actually have exceeded it. So we're kind of looking to the left to here to see if there's any other areas. And the next area really is this, I'm going to say 70.65. Okay. 70.65 as an area of 4-hour demand. Okay. Okay. So 4-hour demand, I would say 70.65. Okay. On the supply side, well, we have to look up to, well, I guess a couple levels here. We have 75. What was supportive is now going to be resistant, and then maybe as high as 77. So I'm going to put in as our supply zone 75. Okay, as our 4-hour supplies. Now that's been exceeded here. Okay. So what was resistant becomes, or what was supportive becomes resistant. Okay, since we've exceeded it. Okay, so let's go ahead and move into our 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. We've already kind of we have our ASR zone here. I'm gonna start to capture this here, guys, before we start to talk in. So I would say 4-hour, let's say 75 is our 4-hour supply. 70.65 is our 4-hour demand here. Okay. And then we have above us here, we have, or actually just between, I would say we have our 73.62 is our average session high. And then 71.72 is our average session low. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and open up ADR here. We'll turn this off for a second and turn on ADR. ADR has already been exceeded. So we have on the high end, we have let's see here, 75.37. Okay. 75.37 is our average session, not average, daily range high. Okay. 75, let's see, what is it? 75.36. 536 is our average daily range high. Okay. And then our average daily range low, which we've already exceeded, okay, is 73.06. 73.06. 73.06 is our average daily range low. Okay. Now, settlement price is coming in at 73.52. 73.52, which is just under our average session range high. So 73.52 is our settlement price. Okay. Now what remains is our volume profile here. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll locate our fixed range volume profile tool. Kind of shrink this down here a bit. Locate our 9 o'clock bar, drag that across, 4:30 bar. So here we are. There's our volume profile. Okay. So we have 73.95. Okay. Just under our supply zone. 73, actually, yeah. 73.95 is our value area high. Okay. Value area low is coming in at, let's call this value area low coming in at, what's that, 73.22. Okay, 73.22. 73.22 is our value area low. And then the last piece of information here is our point of control, which is pretty much settlement price, but it's just above it, looks like. So that's coming in at 73.55. 73.55 is our point of control. 73.55 point of control. Okay. So let me take this information and update our spreadsheet here so that they can update the website with this information. Okay. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right. Oops. All right. Now that I got that out of the way, now we can talk a bit of hypos here. Okay. So price, let's see. So price is currently below. Okay. So below average daily low. Okay. We are starting to begin to create a little bit of a series of, while the market is indeed bearish. Okay. And the market is indeed bearish. We're starting to see some signs. Okay. We're starting to see some signs that maybe this momentum to the downside is beginning to, I guess, stall a bit. Okay. We're starting to see much more in the way of overlapping candles. We're certainly not out of the woods, as far as this bearish behavior. We're still well below VWAP. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and open up initial balance here. I do not see it here. Let's see. Initial balance. Where is my initial balance? No initial balance. That's interesting. Okay. Just doing some cleanup on my charts. It looks like I might have eliminated this here. Okay. So let's go up and open up initial balance. So this is the initial balance range. I'm going to modify this a bit because there's some lines here I don't care about. And then I also like it in blue rather than this black color here. Okay. And then I'm going to make the numbers here a little bit larger. Okay. So go large. And so, yes, that's our initial balance range. So initial balance, our open was below value. Okay. So below value open means that, bears are very much in control of the market. Okay. Now, we are starting to get some price action that would indicate maybe there might be a chance here that we start to rally from these prices, maybe back up to settlement price. But the first thing that order of business here is I'm going to go ahead and open up my anchor VWAP. All right. So it's anchor VWAP. I'm just going to put at the start of the session. Maybe even move it to this double bottom that was created here. Okay. So I'm going to probably move this over here. Okay. All right. And then that way, if this is going to remain bullish, it's going to remain bullish above anchor VWAP, right? Again, we're starting to see that maybe some structure has the potential of being broken here. Okay. You can see that here, right? Now we have some areas here that could be resistant. All right. Like I said, the market structure still remains to the downside, but we're starting to see some signs that maybe the market wants to rally from here. Okay. But we do have a fair amount of resistance around us here, right? So we have this prior pivot that we had here that went lower, okay, right around 73.10, okay? Then we also have settlement price up here at 73.48. So these two areas could be resistant. While we're starting to see some price action that could indicate that we could potentially see a bullish move, we also have to understand that we're still very much in bearish structure. All right. So any sort of long that I take here, I need to see obviously evidence, right? So for me, I need to see that this initial balance area is going to be broken to the upside. So I need to see that price can remain above 73 before I can really embrace this move to bullish. Otherwise, I'm going to be looking for some areas here for opportunities for continuation bearish price action. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in the crude oil market. Unless there's any questions, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the gold market. All right. So we're going to go ahead and open up the gold here and see if I can do that. All right. So I'm going to turn this off for a second. Okay. This is not the updated version. All right. So we'll keep that off to the side here, maybe for now. We're going to go ahead and open up we're going to open up the weekly chart again, just to get a feel for what the market is trying to accomplish here. And you can see here, we've been in this kind of range, right? We've been in this kind of range price action since April of 15. Okay. So we've been overlapping price. We've reached highs of 2,500 and lows of 2,350. And we've been in this 150 point range since then, right? So a lot of overlapping price, lot of range kind of price action going on, and an otherwise, bullish kind of structure. Okay, not really any kind of conviction one way or the other. Okay, daily chart. All right, so daily chart is giving us the same kind of information. I would say that of late we've probably been a little bit more bearish. Okay, of late, these last couple of days, even the today's price action has not been, very supportive to the long side, right? It's been more bearish, right? We have a series of bearish candles to the downside, and it looks like we've developed a little bit of a supply zone here. You can see this rejection, okay, right around 2,500, right? So 2,500 not only is a psychological level, but we see price is not able to get above it, okay? It made an attempt here a couple of times and was rejected. Okay. All right. So these levels are not accurate. So we'll update here in a sec. But 4-hour chart, we'll take a look at the 4-hour chart. Okay. Similar kind of thing we're seeing. Okay. So just going to turn this off here, turn off ASR and ADR for a moment. Okay. So again, similar kind of thing. This anchor I was, I guess, done from Thursday. Okay. Probably going to go ahead and move it to the top here. I'm not exactly sure what it's during the Friday's London session. So ever since Friday's London session, we've yet to make a new high. Okay. So I'm going to use that as a reference level, right? A reference point for me to initiate. Yes, I will be doing, Dylan. I will be doing NASDAQ here in a minute. Okay, right after gold. All right, Dylan. So here we are below this anchored VWAP. All right. So as long as it stays below anchored VWAP, I have to expect that prices will continue to the downside. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and move this over. I'm going to go ahead and update what I've captured here for my levels. Okay. And okay, so here are my updated levels. We're going to double confirm them because they were taken earlier. So let's remove some of these lines. Okay. All right. And let's go ahead and start with our value. Let's move this over here. Let's start with our volume profile. Okay. Just to get a sense of where price opened. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile tool. We're going to locate the 830 candle from Eastern. Okay. So it's right about here. We're going to drag that across to the 430 candle. And here we are. Okay. We're below value. All right. So that indicating that the bears are very much control of the gold market at the moment. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and draw in and confirm some of these levels here. Okay, so right here, let's double confirm some of these levels that I've captured here. 4-hour supply at 25, value area high is 2507. I have it at 2506.9. That's close enough. Value area low coming in at what is that? 2553. That's within tolerances. So the number I'm really going to be focused in on is this average session range, because that often comes in and updates with the open of the session. So we're going to move this over to New York, click OK, and see what updates here. So looks like it's a little bit on the upside here. Let's maybe go ahead and change this to London, because US session has not opened yet. Okay, so you're going to use London numbers here for now. So we have On the top side, 2483.8, 2456.2 on the low side. Now these numbers will probably change with the open of the New York session. Okay. And then we have ADR here, ADR high here at 2510, and then ADR low here at what is that? Right around basically settlement looks like 24. We have, yeah, basically settlement price here. Okay. So what to make of this market, right? So what to make of this market? Well, it looks like it's a bit, I would say, bearish. Okay. We have a lot of sellers in this market. We are a bit extended to the downside, so it's not unreasonable to expect that price could rally back to settlement price or back up to these some of these levels that I have here. Okay, I have this VWAP, a daily VWAP. I also have this 169 EMA. Okay, that could also be an area where price is going to rally. I don't know exactly what happened to my, okay, there's my initial balance. Okay, so it's not unreasonable to think that price could rally back up to value area low, maybe as high as settlement price before it continues its move to the downside. Okay. So because we are a bit extended, from VWAP, and it's not uncommon for price to come back to these levels before it continues in that same direction. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing on the bullish side. Again, if I'm bearish, then I need to wait for some levels above me. As I mentioned, value area low, settlement price, VWAP, maybe this EMA could offer me some nice reference price levels for me for a continuation move to the downside. Okay. All right. Let's see if there's any questions. I think I captured all the levels. So let's go ahead and move on to the NASDAQ. Okay. We'll start with NASDAQ as our first market to take a peek at. We're going to go ahead and move our volume delta down for a second. All right. And we're going to go this whole levels are going to get updated here, so I'm not going to remove some of these drawings. We're going to go ahead and start with the weekly chart. Okay, weekly chart. I'm going to turn off some of these things here. Okay, we don't need them at the moment, and we're just trying to get a feel for what the market is trying to accomplish here. Okay, well, the market of late, as you can see here, for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 last 5 weeks, it's been bearish, right? Really no indications that this market is going to be reversing. Now it is coming into an area, right, that could potentially be supportive. Okay, this is an area where not only has resistance been broken, okay, to the upside, right, we do see some price action that would indicate that there is the possibility that it could rally from here. Now, if we do get a close, if we do get a close below, say, whatever these lows are, 17,373.50, then that opens the door to 16,000, below 16,750, and maybe back to the lows of November of 2023. Okay, down to 14,903. So these next couple of levels are going to be important. Otherwise, we could see a much more significant pullback in the NASDAQ. Okay. All right. Looking at the daily chart. Okay, daily chart again. We had a series. We see that we have a series of lower lows and lower highs. Okay, in the market, right? Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Okay, so really nothing indicating that there's any sort of reversal in the plans here in the NASDAQ market. All right, still very much bearish. Okay, just going to draw the arrow to indicate the direction here. Okay. So let's go ahead and open up the 4-hour chart, and then we'll start to capture some of the levels that I've captured for the NASDAQ. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this up here on the right. Okay, and share that with you guys. Okay, and so let's see here, just going to widen this out so it's very visible here. So the first thing I want to I guess I want to call out here is that what was supportive is now resistant. Okay, so this I have this level at 18,855. I'm going to go ahead and update this 18,855, is going to be an area that was once supportive. Now it's probably going to act as resistance, or going to act as kind of a supply area here. Okay, 18,000. Let's see, 847 looks like. Sorry, 847. Let's see. Yeah, 847 is kind of what I'm looking at here as far as a 4-hour supply here. Okay. All right. This is going to be an area that I would expect. I would expect some sellers. It was an area that was broken before. It was an area that was supportive. Okay. Now it's been broken. So if it does come back to this area, the expectation is that it's going to continue to be resistant. Okay. Right. I'd expect that kind of action taking place here. Okay. What about a demand zone? Well, a demand zone, I need to look to the left. And what I came up with was actually quite, let's see, we're at a demand zone now. Okay. So I have 14,408 is kind of what I had. But I could see 17,340. Okay. We're at this level at 17,340 as kind of a supply zone, demand zone here. Okay. 17,000, let's say 17,348.25. Okay. 348.25. Okay. All right. Oops. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on to so this is 348.25. Okay, that's our 4-hour demand. Okay. All right, we'll move on to our 30-minute chart, and then we'll start to look at the volume profiles and other things along this market here. So you can, let's try don't lose this. Okay, widen this up here a little bit. Make sure it's visible. Okay, so you can see right away that we are indeed below VWAP. Okay, this down move is kind of slowing a bit. Okay, we've created a little bit of a double bottom, so that can indicate we could rally from here. Okay, we did see on the daily and the weekly that we were coming into some demand zones in this market. Okay, so it's not unreasonable to expect that maybe we could see a bit of a rally. All right, in this market here. Okay. So the double bottom I'm talking about is here and here. Okay, that could offer us an area here, but I would like to see price get above this daily VWAP before I'm willing to embrace that bullish. Okay, because I see on the higher time frames that we are still very much in bearish bearish action. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my anchor VWAP off the lows. Okay. And if it does manage to stay above that anchor VWAP throughout the day, then maybe, yes, then maybe I do participate in kind of a bullish move. But I do need to see, I do not need to start to see that we're able to break some price action. We're able to break above some of these reference levels that I've mentioned. Okay. So let's go ahead and open up, let's see, our fixed range volume profile. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and locate the 930 bar, drag that across to the 1330 bar here. Okay, there we are. So again, some of the same things that we were saying about some of these other markets, right? Gold in particular, market is still very much being controlled by the bears. Okay. The only thing that I would say is that we are developing a little bit of kind of a double bottom W pattern here that could lead to higher prices. But I need to see that it's, that this is going to be sustained. This is not just a move up to VWAP and we continue. I'd like to see it break above 17,929 in order for me to really embrace the longs here. So I'm gonna double check here some of my levels. We got 18,455 as my value area low. We got 18,588 as my value area high. Okay, these are all within what I had originally captured. So we'll go ahead and open up ADR. ADR has already been exceeded to the downside. Okay, so we have ADR high at what is this? 633. Okay, 633 average daily high. Okay, so 633. 50 as our average daily high, and then average daily low is 18,145. Okay, that's within close to what I had here. Yeah, that's fine. And then average session range. Let's go ahead and adjust this here because I was looking at it on the London session. Okay, and click OK. Now that's coming in a little bit higher. Okay, it's even exceeded it even further. Okay, so we'll probably wait for that. I'll keep the numbers that I have now, but probably will need to be adjusted once the market opens up here in about 7 minutes here. Okay, so what am I going to be looking for? Well, like I said before, looks like the market, and I'm going to go ahead and open up settlement price here. Okay, looks like the market could potentially rally back up to settlement. Okay, without really affecting this sort of downward nature that we're seeing in the market. Okay, I am seeing a double bottom developing in this market. I will be waiting for price to get above 17,943. Also, would like to see maybe initial balance break to the upside. All right, to really embrace this move back up to settlement. But I am seeing some price action to indicate that maybe the bearish kind of action that we've been seeing of late is going to at least temporarily be stalled. Okay, does not mean that it's going to break it and continue to the upside. It just means that we've maybe a little bit of a rest. Okay, before we continue to the downside. We have reference levels above us that could offer us opportunities. Right, we have settlement that could offer us a reversal down. We have the average daily range low here that could offer a continuation move down. We have average session range also below that could also offer us a continuation move to the downside. Okay, like I said, these ASR levels are probably going to get updated here in about 6 minutes, so I wouldn't read into those too much. The levels that I captured are more London based, so you could base those based on London. All right. Okay. Let's see. Anything else I should be capturing here? I don't believe so. Let's go ahead and move on to the ES market here, which is this one over here on the right. Let's go ahead and open that up. Well, this is the Dow. We're going to repurpose this right now to ES. Okay. All right, and then we're going to remove all the drawings. Okay, we're going to disable these two things here, volume delta and ADR, because those are more things I look at when I'm in a trade. So let's go ahead and move into the weekly chart. Again, similar kind of analysis that we did with NASDAQ. You can see the same number of weeks here. We got 1, 2, actually 4 weeks of down kind of movement going on. Now we've come into an area. We've come into an area where we could expect some support, right? It's kind of a weekly demand area. All right, we could expect that this could serve as an area where we at least get a little bit of a bounce. Okay, but the market's still very much bearish, right? Daily chart. Daily chart, again, coming into this demand zone, right? We can see a demand zone developed here. We're going to move it down here a little bit, right around I don't know, 5,100, maybe as low as 5,000. So this whole area could be an area where we could see buyers potentially stepping in. You're welcome, Frizu. You could see some buyers potentially stepping into this market here. Okay. All right. 4-hour chart. Okay. 4-hour chart, kind of giving us the same kind of look and feel here, right? We're seeing that price is making a series of lower lows and lower highs coming into an area of potential demand here. All right. This area could offer us an opportunity for a reversal in price. All right. So, but we need some price action to indicate that is indeed in the works. All right. So we got 30-minute chart, starting to see some indications that maybe there are some buyers in this market. I wouldn't say that they're super strong given the wicks that we're seeing. All right. We still are very much below below the VWAP. Okay. Daily VWAP, which is kind of my, kind of litmus test on sentiment and direction of the market here. Okay. So let's go ahead and open up the fixed range volume profile. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and locate the 930 bar, drag that to the 430 bar. Here we are. Okay, so you can see the bears are very much in control of this market. Okay, we don't have the double bottom that was created, I guess, that we saw on the Nasdaq. So I'd have to say that maybe the ES may be a little bit, I guess, weaker. Okay, than say the Nasdaq. All right, so again, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Tiger. So again, my view here is that we should be looking for areas where we could participate to the downside. Okay, so daily VWAP seems like a logical area right around. Not only is VWAP a reference level, but we can see here around 52, 52.10, 52.11. This would be a logical area because this was prior support, right? Well, what's prior support that's been broken is going to be resistant. Okay, so this might be a logical area. 52.16 could be a logical area for a continuation move to the downside. You could see that we got close to it and we got some rejection. Question is whether we can get up to this level again to offer us a nice opportunity to the downside. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and open up ADR and then see ADR here. I'll go ahead and capture my levels, share my levels here with you guys. Okay. There we go. Right here. There's my levels. Okay. So we have average session range high, which is also looks like the settlement price almost right next to each other. Okay. We have value area high coming in at 50. So a lot of clustering around this level here. Okay. This area here at 53.75, 53.74, 53.76. There's a cluster of reference levels that we can lean on. Okay. That could offer us opportunities to the downside. Okay. The question is whether we make it up there. That's the, I guess, the $1 million question that probably everybody's asking, because we are at a very good risk reward location if we're looking bullish, right? We're at extremes. But I'm seeing, okay, here's our initial balance being developed here, seeing still a fair amount of pressure here. Okay. Fair amount of selling pressure, and we're opening the market a little bit on the downside. So we'll have to see if we create a little bit of a demand zone here. I'm going to go ahead and draw it in, but I need to see some rejection away from this area, right? But maybe we create a little bit of a demand zone that will spearhead a move back up to VWAP, all right, or back up to say the bottom end of ADR low, or as high as settlement price, which again would make for a very nice move to the upside. Okay. Let's see, anything else that I should be calling out here? Now that this session is open here, I'm going to go ahead and open up ASR. So as I expected, we have 51.24 as our new average session range low. Okay. 51.24. Okay. 51.24 is our new average session range low. Now that the market is opened, and we have 51.95. Okay. Oh, that's actually high. So 51.95 is our high, and then our low is 51.24. Okay. 51.24 is our session low. Okay. So I'll go ahead and update those numbers here on my. So we have 51.24. Okay. Is our average session range low. And then we have average session range high, which is 51.95. 51.95 is our average session range high. 51.95 here. 51.95 average session range high. Okay. And then our average daily range low, where is that? Okay. 51.95. Okay, we got that. We got where's our average daily range high? So somewhere here. Did that turn it off? No. Okay, so I have let's turn this off here. Okay. Okay, so that's our yeah, so we're well below these ranges here. Okay, so our average session range low 52.81, daily range low 51.24. I think was an average session range, not a daily range. So let's see, 51.22. So this is actually session range low. Okay, and this is daily. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and modify this to be 50.85. Okay, and then our high is coming in at this same level that we talked about before. Okay. All right. So again, certainly there's an opportunity for price to make it back up to daily, our daily VWAP. I'm going to go ahead and draw an anchor VWAP here from now that we've opened the market here. I'm going to use this as a pivot. And as long as price stays above this anchor VWAP, then that could create some opportunity to the upside. Okay. But I have to temper my expectations. Okay. This may only make it back up to VWAP. Okay. May only make it back up to the previous highs here that were established in London. All right. Before it continues its move to the downside. Okay. So I'm at a good extreme level. All right. To potentially support a move back higher, but I have to temper them. All right. Have to temper those expectations. This is not going to go to the moon. These are our areas that could provide reference levels for a continuation move, especially this daily VWAP and this ASR low, which is the highs of London. All right. So these are this is going to be kind of my sell zones here, right? I'm going to be looking for price actions to indicate whether it's going to continue to the downside. Okay. All right. I think that is let's see what this is. Not sit. This is daily low. Okay. All right. I think that's kind of what I wanted to capture in the market here, guys. Unless if I do have a request, I will take a peek at the Dow if there is interest for me to take a look at the Dow. I will take a peek at the Dow. Is there any interest in me looking at the Dow? Yes. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the Dow. We'll go ahead and look at the Dow and see what the Dow has to offer here, and then we'll go ahead and close this session off here. Okay. So again, we're going to go ahead and start with our weekly chart. Okay, weekly chart. Again, what is the market trying to accomplish? Well, you can see here on the weekly chart that the market is trying to head lower. Okay. Now we have exceeded some levels here. Okay, this level has yet to be exceeded and closed below. But if we do manage to do that, then that opens the door for lower prices. Okay, maybe as low. Okay, as 38,000. Okay, that's certainly within the realm of possibility here. And if we get below that, well, we start looking at 33,000 because I really don't see anything that's going to interfere with a pretty significant move to the downside. Okay, so the question is price going to remain in this range? Okay, that's the question. We've been kind of bouncing around this area. The last time we made a move like this, we managed to rally again. Okay, the question is, do we have the resources? Do we have people who are willing to take this market back to the upside? Okay, So on the weekly, I would say that we're, I guess, neutral to bearish. Okay, just because of the fact that maybe we might be in a range. We'll have to see how this maybe not this week, but maybe the next week progresses. Okay, do we get a candle here that reverses from this area? Okay, back up to the upside. All right. So let's take a look at the daily. See what the daily has to say. Let's remove this green bar here. So again, 3 straight days of bearish price action. Okay, much stronger than we've seen of late when it comes to the bears. Very strong bearish candles coming in the market, right? A lot of people potentially maybe unloading some positions here. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, we have our series of lower lows and lower highs. Okay, lower lows and lower highs in this market, right? Again, nothing indicating here that the bulls have any kind of push at the moment. Okay, 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. Okay, again, series of candles to the downside. We're below VWAP. Okay, our trend indicators also telling us bearish. We are a bit extended away from VWAP, so that could cause us to potentially rally at some point back to it. Okay, and that might offer us an opportunity here. So I'm going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile here, and I'm going to locate the 6:30 candle from Friday, move that over to the 4:30 candle, and here we are. Again, similar to what we saw on the other markets, NASDAQ and ES in particular. We see we are well below value from Friday. Okay, a lot of bearish activity in these markets in the Dow. Okay, we have an initial balance range that is still inside this bullish candle. Could this be an area where we create a little bit of a demand? We kind of mentioned that in the opening or with NASDAQ and ES. Could this area offer us a opportunity back to back to VWAP? All right. Or if we do break some structure here, maybe get above VWAP, maybe we start to look at these prior areas of support, maybe as high as the settlement price. That would be a pretty significant move. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. It seems like it might be an area where we could take a reasonable, bullish trade to the upside as long as remains intact, right? This area here is not broken and closed below, then yes, it could offer us an opportunity back up to VWAP, maybe back up to this prior level of support, which is also value area low. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. Let's see where our ADR is. ADR is well broken to the downside. ASR is still in range, but we just started the day. So this average session range, again, I'm going to draw an anchored VWAP from this pivot down below. And if we do manage to stay above it, okay, that could be my indication that we could potentially continue to see some upside price action in the Dow. Okay, so I think with that, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and check to see if there's any questions on anything that I discussed. If there's no questions, then I'm going to go ahead and close the session. Okay, now remind everyone that today is Monday, right? So we don't want to, aggressively come into the markets here. We want to let the markets kind of speak to us a little bit. Let the markets tell us exactly what does the market want to do, and before we participate. All right. So with that said, I want to wish everyone a safe and trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, and to be a market trader. Okay. So that's kind of it for me, guys. So yes, thank you, Ricky. Thank you for your attention. Thank you, Safadia, also for your continuous support. Again, guys, don't be afraid to hit the like button, comment. These things get posted up on YouTube. If some of these things resonate, if some of these things supported your efforts in your trades today, don't be shy. Let others know. Okay. But yeah, I think that's it for me, guys. Unless there are any last minute questions, just want to wish you guys a safe session today. Take it slow, right? Ease into the market. Let the market participants kind of warm up to the idea of what they want to do, and then we react, right? We don't try to front load or anticipate what we think the market is going to do. Let the market participants tell us what they want to do, and figure out a way to participate in that same direction. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's it for me. We'll close the session at this point. Again, we'll have our group coaching later this afternoon, and I will be available in the coaches room for those who are part of the Top Step Discord server. Otherwise, again, trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. All right, guys.